Hello everyone. In this 23rd and final lesson of how to make your first game in Unity, we are going to explore some brief settings as well as building our game and discussing where we can go from here. Before we get into it, remember to subscribe to see more and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. It really helps me out. Now, on with the show. So, for most people when creating their first Unity game, they don't need to worry too much about some of the advanced settings and all the things you can tweak. I think for a lot of people, the main thing is to be able to build the game and then play it. So they've made it, they want to change a few settings, they want to build the actual game executable and then play and get other people to play. So we're going to focus on that in this lesson. Now, I've already gone ahead and imported two textures. One is like a little banner and the other is a little icon. And all these are just little extracts from what we have in the game. You'll notice this icon as our little dragon here, the exact same one. So that's all that clip is. So if we go to edit and go to project settings, you'll see all different types here, and we don't need to worry too much about some of these at all. A lot of these won't even matter for our first game, but ones that will are the player. So whether you're building this for PC, for iOS, for Android, or whatever device, all of this is going to be relevant to some degree, but not everything will be relevant. So let's go through a couple of things which at least should be worthwhile creating. So company name would be whether it's your name, whether it is your developer name, whatever. So I'm going to put JV Game Studios. The product name, in this case, says my first game, but that could be anything you want. I'm going to call this Dragon Chicken Condor, because why not? And then obviously the version. Now, a lot of the time, version doesn't really matter, especially if this is just a test for you, if this is just something to get you up and running in Unity. But if you want to make a full game out of it, it might be worth keeping note of the version numbers. So if you update it, maybe it would be version 1.1, 1.2, whatever. Now, this is where we start to get a little bit more into what the executable file will look like. We have here a default icon, and all I'm going to do is just drag and drop this here. So what that basically means is that whenever we have the icon on our system, it will be displayed as this. So in the taskbar, in the folder, that will be our icon. Cursor doesn't matter too much, and hotspot doesn't matter too much at all. It's not really relevant for what we're doing here. So if we go down this list, we're on PC here. The icon will automatically be placed here, which is all good for us. So we can see we don't need to override. I think that will do just fine. Resolution and presentation. It's up to you what you want to do here. So you can see there are many different options that you can play around with here. So if you look at the standalone player options, what that means is that it is the actual executable itself. And you can change, for example, the supported aspect ratio. So you can play any aspect ratio you want. You can see it is ticked, but if you only want it done in 16:9, then just only have that one ticked. Full screen mode, we can see we can change if we want to. It might be worth playing around some of these settings, but you'll generally find a lot of default settings in Unity are pretty good as they are. So next, splash image. Now, this is not the splash screen that we created earlier. This splash screen can be something, at least in old versions of Unity, where you flag up with a little window before you even begin the game. And that image on there was the splash screen. So in case you do want to use that for any reason, that's what I have that banner icon for. Now, a couple of different things here. I mean, you can see splash screen there. You can see that is the Unity one. Remember when we actually created that splash screen? When we click preview, we can see that's what I mean. We'll always have that splash screen before anything else. And that's just a quick demonstration of what it was. And obviously you can change that if you want to. It's entirely up to you. Again, if you are using the free version, you don't want to pay for the seat or the license, whatever you want to call it, then yeah, you will have to have that by default. There's obviously different things that you can play around with if you want to, but generally everything should be okay. When we come down to the other settings, I don't think you really need to worry about any of this at all. Like I say, especially for the first game, just don't worry. You can play around with it if you want to, but the end result of what we're going to get when we build this game is going to be pretty decent as it is. Obviously, That comes down to a Windows build. It's all going to be the same here. So if you're aiming for this, play around with some of these settings if you want to. But again, the ones we've already entered now, that's pretty much where we need to leave it. Again, if you're doing this for iOS, for Android, yeah, same things apply there. Next thing I want to go into is the quality. So generally, you'll find everything here. People can select their own quality levels. You can even add your own. You can rename them if you want to. Again, I've always found that keeping this as it is a really good base for Unity anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much unless you want to rename a couple of things. One thing I do actually want to touch upon in the end, before we actually build the game, is do you remember when we created the timescale for pause? That's where you can actually set the real time level. The timescale, like I say, is always 1. It's always best to kind of leave it at that, but if you ever want to change it for whatever reason, yeah, it's right there. So we've got our game, we're happy with it, everything is good. Let's build this game to play for real. How do we do that? Well, let's go to File, let's go to Build Settings, make sure everything is okay, we're on the platform that we want, and we can either press Build or Build and Run. So pressing Build will just prompt you to save the game in a specific folder. Build and Run will do the exact same and then instantly run it whenever it's built. So let's do that. Let's go to Build and Run. I'm going to create a new folder. It can be, well, call whatever you want. And then select folder, and the game will indeed start building. So while it's building, let's discuss where we go from here. So we've built our game. We're happy with it. It's looking decent, I guess, for a first game. What can you do with it? Well, if you want to let people play with it, I would recommend somewhere like Itch.io. Itch.io is a great platform where you can upload your game and get people to play it. Obviously, there's other places like GameJolt, there's Steam, or you can just let people play it whenever. And as you can see, we're straight into the game. It's that quick building it. And gosh, we'll discuss a little bit more where to go from here. I didn't think it would build that fast. Okay, so already we can see a couple of things that do need changing. So building a game always gives you a great opportunity to see where problems lie in your game. And already we can see that this is misaligned, so that just needs a little modification in Unity itself. Let's play game and see how it looks. Yep, everything seems okay. I'm happy with how it looks. Let's resume game. Cool. The score does look like it's gone a bit astray there, so not the score, the time. So that again is something that we probably need to modify. Let's head back to the menu. Let's load game. Yeah, so everything seems relatively decent. And finally, let's quit game. Excellent. So everything is relatively okay there, and it did look like we have a couple of bugs, but that is just something that you work out here. That's all that would need to be. So we probably need to have this stretched down the bottom rather than the center. That will mean that our text should be okay. It should roughly display in the right place. If we go to our scenes and let's go to level 1, let's save that. So all that will mean is just quickly moving things to the correct place for our time. You can see that our anchoring for the time is still over in the top right. So let's select those and set it to the top left and save. Let's head to level 2 and do the same. So it's always a good idea to kind of play test things sooner rather than later. So at least you've got an idea of the errors you have to deal with and the bugs. Because if we'd have built 100 levels and that would have happened with time, that would have been a bit of a nightmare to kind of fix. But we've got through it. So we can always rebuild and rerun if we want to. So I've just selected build and run straight from that file menu there. So anyway, to add to what I was saying, where you can upload the game, if you want to learn more, I have tons and tons of tutorials on my channel, loads of stuff to learn. There's tons of assets and great things out there. So yeah, it's all about what you want to do next and how you want it to look. There we go. So that's that fixed. Let's get to level 2 again. Okay, so we have gone to level 3 there. So we've just come across another bug. Now, this is probably something that we will have to fix. So the reason that has happened is because although we've gone to the first level, we have ended up in the third level after we've completed it simply because of what has been loaded into the game. So if we go to our main menu, and if we go to the menu control, and let's go to main menu, script. So remember down here, that is where we get the player pref. So we load it in there. So currently the player pref will be 3. Now, when we've clicked play, we have indeed done what we need to, but there is one extra thing that we should have really done when we have clicked play, and that is reset everything. So when we click start game, realistically, we need to put global level dot level number equals 3, semicolon, and save. So like I say, also going from here, you'll find yourself in and out of building the game, trying to correct little bugs that you come across. That little bug has now been fixed, so if we build the game and ran again, we wouldn't have any issue with it at all. See, as I was saying, if you want to upload it, try Itch.io or GameJolt or somewhere like that. I have tons of tutorials if you want to learn more. The Asset Store is a great place to take a look for different things. We use the Asset Store to get the characters that we have in this. And yeah, generally, if you want to know more, leave a comment. And yeah, I want to thank you very much for sticking with me for, I think it's just under 5 hours now that this series will have been going for. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for learning. And I'd love to see what some of your projects look like right now. So hopefully see you in another video. Thank you very much for watching.